Greetings, YouTube. I would say happy Tuesday, but the subject of this video is not very happy. You see, we have been speculating since the Chinese server helped reveal that Namor was on the rebalancing discussion list for Kabam, what exactly that would mean when it comes to rebalancing. And Kabam kind of came out with a deflective post recently that said that nobody is going to be tweaked that big, and that's going to be good for champions who are already good, but also bad for champions who are already bad. Blah 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 blah. Well, I don't know what to say about this post, because if I logically was a tester for Kabam, I would test every champ at 565 Sig 200, or even rank 2 or rank 3 as a 6-star Sig 200, and I would see what is this champion going to be like at their best. Because keep in mind, by the time you take a 5-star to Sig 200, and especially a 6-star, that is hundreds, if not certainly thousands of dollars worth of rank up materials. So if you're Kabam, you have to know that the player base is spending that kind of money on the assumption that this champion is as advertised, that they're not broken, that there isn't a bug, that when they get released, that's what the champion is supposed to do. In Kabam's words, they're working as intended. So, Kabam Miike says in this forum post, somebody here, after testing out the balance changes, took their Namor to rank 5 Sig 200. Well, whoop-de-freaking-do. Good for them. Is this the same person that still thinks that Cyclops should be taken to 565 because he's an Alliance War Slayer? I don't want to sound overly cynical, but we're talking about people's money here. That's the bottom line. We're talking about people who have spent hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars for featured Cavalier crystals, or maybe the new 2019 crystals, looking to get Namor, in this case, to make sure that they could take him with the Awakening Gem that they bought or slaved away for, with their Sig Stones and their Tier 2 Alphas and their Tier 5 Basic and their Tier 4 Basic and their Tier 4 Class Catalyst and maybe their Tier 5 Class Catalyst. Whew! I could go on and on. The point is, the rebalancing is a fancy way of saying, we screwed up. This champion is way more OP or powerful than we thought they were going to be until it was too late. Until we realized that it was costing us money because the champion can burn through content so fast that the user, once they have Sig 200, 565, or rank 2 or rank 3 6-star, doesn't need to spend money or units to get potions and revives because they're not dying. They're just beating out the content, Super Saiyan mode, and that is a problem for our bottom line. Now, I think most companies that are run well would look at that and say, we have to invest way more time, effort, and yes, our money into how we test champions before we release them. We don't want to keep making this mistake. But what Kabam does is they say, we're going to let everybody buy these champs, and we're not going to do anything for months. And we're going to just sit back and have the YouTubers and the content creators and the Reddit posts and the forum posts talk about how amazing these champions are and hype up these champions so that more people will spend money. So everybody's going to spend their money and they're going to get their champions, and then we're going to put out really expensive signature stone deals and maybe awakening gem opportunities that people are also going to buy to rank up and awaken the hyped up champions that we put out. We're still not going to do anything. We're just going to wait. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. And then once the smoke is cleared and the hype has died down a little bit and a lot of summoners have awakened that champion, they've taken them up to max rank or max sig or both, then we're going to come out and be like, hey, turns out that they're a little bit better than we thought they'd be, so we're going to tweak them. They're still going to be good. They're just not going to be as good. I just think this is a terrible way to run a company, but also it's really... I hate throwing out the word fraud because it's a very serious word that has legal implications for this company, but I still go back to, and I know some people hate this analogy, but I like to use it. I go back to the car analogy, where if I spent $50,000 on a car, that, let's just even say I'm leasing, because technically we're leasing these champions, we're leasing this game. They could take it away from us at any time, and we're screwed. We have no legal ability to get it back. And I've heard from people who've been permanently banned that tried and failed, and of course they're going to fail. But we're leasing a car, and we thought that we were leasing a $50,000 car, and we're paying the payments on it every month because we're thinking that's what we're getting. And then they say, hey, we're going to make you we're not going to give you a refund. We're going to trade in that car. And we're going to give you like a $40,000 car that we're not going to charge you less for. You're not going to get a refund for. It looks pretty much the same, and it runs almost as fast, and the interior is not quite as shiny, but it's still okay. You know, it's still a nice car. You should be thankful that you still have $40,000 worth of a car that we're still going to ask you that to have spent $50,000 on it. We're not going to give you a $10,000 refund, but hey, it's still 80% better than 95% of the cars out there, so you should be thankful. I know that analogy is not the best, but to me, that's kind of what this is. And you can read the comments underneath, and you can see, then why even change them? Let's just make all champs do exactly the same damage, same heavy speed, animation, utility, blah, blah, blah. You know, just a lot of people who are angry, of course. And I already echoed this, but this is the same person who believes Cyclops is a very effective champ. So what? Some people here huff Freon. That doesn't mean it's wise. God, that's a good comment. Do they have a rank up gym and wish to change those to tier 2 alpha ones? Rank down tickets are issued for the nerf. I might go ahead and rank 5 my Colt 2. LOL, just kidding. It was a funny thought, at least in my head. So, you know, you can go on and you can read these comments. But, you know, and this is a good point too. Once upon a time, OG Thor stacked armor breaks, kind of like Corvus, throwing all the resources into Namor and finally debating quitting this game. So, you know, I think this is the biggest thing, is every time they do this and people throw their resources and their money into a champion and then champions, quote-unquote, nerfed at all, they just make you want to quit. So, Kabam Miike has sort of answered the confirmation that they're testing and rebalancing Namor, and maybe this post is supposed to show us that he's still really, really good after they took him to SIG 200, after testing out the balance changes. But the fact that they said they're testing out balance changes means there's going to be balance changes to rebalance the champion. I don't know how you could read that and not interpret it otherwise. I'm just shaking my head. No, you can't see me. I'm recording this like a radio video, but for those of you, I don't want you to watch this and think the sky is falling. We thought maybe the same thing with She-Hulk, and they did have some ranked down tickets, but, you know, she still ended up being pretty effective, and even against the champion boss. So I'm not saying that he's going to be nerfed to the ground like, say, Doctor Strange was after patch 12.0, Lord help us. But what I am saying is even if he's 80 or 90% as good, that's still a 10% to 15% or 20% reduction of what you paid for, and that is very, very bad, and dare I say, immoral. So, what are your thoughts on this? Comment below, let me know. Thanks for watching this rant. Had to get this off my chest, that's for sure.